Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. So today I traded news, and yes, you've heard me right. I deliberately traded news, right? Why? Because always I've been saying it that I don't really like news, right? But yes, today I traded news. How did it go? It went marvelously, right? It went marvelously. But let's go ahead. First of all, it goes according to the 714 method, right? At the same time, let's analyze what happened, because how did I actually know that news was going to fall or the trend was going to fall? It wasn't really that serious. And today I was in about 7 different trades, because I was trying to challenge myself within 3 hours how many scalps I can actually make, right? I ended up making about 6 scalps and 2 losses with 4 wins. But yes, that's just by the way. Let's look at this. So obviously, when the 714 method closed, we were in a downtrend. Now, our expectation usually is what price is going to shoot all the way up, right? After every single consolidation, there's a move, right? Now, this right here was a consolidation, but this wasn't really just any consolidation. This was a squeeze. Now, a squeeze simple means that it's a consolidation, but the upward movement is not really that much in the market, right? Meaning buyers are not really that much in the market, even though they are trying to push sellers all the way up, but they are not really that good in the market, like, right? So look at this. You can obviously see what was happening. Now, this wasn't before price started pushing all the way up. Now, this was what I was looking at with the 714 method. I knew with this we are going to use a reversal 714 method, which is executing a trade right here. Immediately price came back for this retest, executing a trade right here, targeting these lows, because that was where I was actually targeting on a bigger time frame, right? And actually doing what? Putting your stop loss above the last high. But at the same time, there was news. So this was what you needed with the 714 method. And trust me, if you had even done this, you would have been saved with the news, right? Because news did not actually get through this zone. But let's look at why I actually think price was pushing all the way down, and why I did not even hesitate to execute my trades, right? Despite I don't really like trading news. So this was what we were having. Just look at this. Look at this. This was what we were having. Now this is a 45-minute time frame, and I was pissed this morning because I did not get this move down. I actually marked this zone, but I came in late. I ended up realizing the price has already pushed all the way back to it and retested it and just dropped. So I ended up seeing the trend around this zone right here, and because of these rejections, I couldn't have actually executed the trade, right? So when the 714 method kicked in, which is this zone right here, that was around somewhere 11. So I have to actually mark it so that you see it's just right here. I'm trying to mark this. It's not coming. All right. So that's it. So that right there is 11 right now. That is where the 714 method kicked in. And by the looks of the trend, what do you see? This right here is a downtrend. Even though we had a massive push, this was yesterday. That was because of what? Powell's news, right? So price pushed all the way up. We're still in a downtrend, a massive downtrend, breaking what? Lows. You can see lower low, lower low, lower low being created again. So price is going to obviously drop down. Now, what I was actually looking for price coming all the way down to was this high right here, as you can see. This high right here, that's where I actually thought price would come all the way down to. But I did not also want to be in the trade all the way down to this zone. So I had to chicken out, which is getting out of the trade around possibly this zone right here, because I want to save myself for not being in the trade all the way down to this zone, right? So yes, just looking at the 4-hour time frame, sorry, the 45-minute time frame, we're already in a downtrend. So there's no way news would have actually come into the market and just reverse price all the way up, because yesterday price already did that and it did not go according to plan, right? Price did not shoot up, it's reversed all the way down. So that was just what I was actually looking at. But when news started coming in, when it was almost time for news, we could see that price started doing what? Waking all the way up. Now this was what happened. You can see that price started doing what? Waking all the way up. Where do you actually execute your trade? To me, I wasn't really in the trade right now. I wasn't really in the trade right now because I was still waiting to see what's going to happen. But when price started shooting all the way up to this zone right here, I realized that it was looking for a resistance zone. And what better place to find a resistance than this zone that has already tested twice? We can see a support right there. We can see it becoming a resistance. At the same time, we are also in a fair value gap. Mostly, even if you had already executed your 714 method right here, your stop loss should have also been above it, because that was the last high. So I and you guys were all doing absolutely what? The same thing. There's no reason why this should have been different, right? That's where your stop loss should have been. Easy as that. And you're looking for price hitting all these zones right here. Now this was very, very easy. I just executed it when price reached this high. To me, I waited for price to get all the way back to this zone right here, executed my trade. My stop loss was quite high because I wanted this fair value gap to serve as what? Liquidity zone for price to push all the way down. And that was it. That was it. Price pushed all the way down massively. Right now, let's look at the trade. Let's see what happened. Right now that you're looking at the trade, you can obviously see the execution. Very, very nice execution. Right now, this trade was just one of the easiest trades, to be honest. One of the easiest trades, because you don't really have to have every single knowledge in this world to be able to trade news. No, sometimes the news can be what's not regular. It can be irregular news, meaning but the trend is actually selling at the moment, but the news reverses the trend into an uptrend. Yes, those times it happens, but like today was very, very easy. It has already happened yesterday. We know for sure that yesterday price couldn't push up even after the news shot it up to this zone right here. Price couldn't push up. So it was very, very common to understand that what price is coming down. And yes, as you can see, this is the final thing. Price is almost down. We are almost at what this lows right here. We are almost at this lows right here. Now we might start reversing up from here because we just swept these two liquidities, this two liquidity zone right here. We might start sweeping all the way up, but that doesn't really matter, right? We've already executed our trades. I'm gone. I'm done of the. I'm out of the trade for like an hour now, right? I actually got out of the trade very, very early because when price got to this zone, I wasn't really wasting any time. I got out of the trade, and that's it. Easy as that. So that was news today. I just traded it. It was one of the easiest trades, to be honest. Not really one of the toughest trade that we've gotten so far this week. Now check out the video that I actually made on what try my best to trade within 3 hours, how many scalps I can actually make. Right now, I do not really think that is a good way to go, especially if you are a beginner, because yes, to me, I actually made profit even after losing twice. But what you can also see is my losses is quite small and my wins are what doubled what the losses, right? And all I need to tell you guys is please, with that 3 hour what challenge, what I understood is trend lines have a very high what reward rate. Trend line, it has a very high what reward rate. The rate at which you can win a trade with a trend line is very, very high. I think, to me, I'll actually place it at around somewhere 70% with trend lines, right? So that's just it. Let's see what happens next, or let's see what happens tomorrow, because I think I'm actually not really in any trades apart from this right here. This trade is still shooting all the way up. Apart from that, I wouldn't be executing any trades again until tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.